All right, so in this section, we're going to talk about classifying numbers in terms of some things called like number families. And so you should have heard of this a little bit. We're just going to talk about it briefly to kind of get to this idea of where imaginary numbers lie. And so first, we're going to look at zooming in real close, right? So real close, we start up with our natural numbers. And those are your numbers that you learn when you're really young, right? So those are your counting numbers. 1, 2, 3, so on, right? So starting at 1, all your counting numbers going up. Then as we move outwards, right? So we started adding more different numbers to it. We get to our whole number set. And those are all of your natural numbers, right? So all of your counting numbers. And then you just got to add 0 in there. Right, so that's the only difference there. As we keep moving out, we get to our next ring, which is our integers. And integers, we have all of our natural numbers, right? So natural numbers, we add in our zeros, and now we're going to add in our negative numbers, right? So you get -2, any negative, right? -10. But integers are still also all of these numbers on this inside here, right? So it's got our whole numbers and our natural numbers. All right, so as we move out further, we get to this next circle, and this is where we get to our rational numbers. Let's go brown, I guess. Rational numbers. And rational numbers are any number that can be written as a fraction, right? So if we look at these inner circles, our integers, whole numbers, and natural numbers, all of those can be written as fractions. But now we add into things like 1/2, right? It can be written as a fraction. We add in 0.7. It can be written as a fraction, 7/10. We add in a lot of different things. And then let's keep moving, right? So as we get further out, we have, let's say, like a sibling to the rational numbers, right? And that sibling we call our irrational numbers. Right? And so our irrational numbers are numbers that cannot be written as fractions. And the most common one there that we use probably is pi. Right, so as you should know, pi goes on forever, doesn't have any kind of pattern as we keep going out into that decimal, right? 3.1415, on and on and on, and no particular order. And let's kind of step back. So our irrational numbers can't be written as fractions. They continue on forever in no kind of pattern way. But let's stop back here to our rationals real quick. So something to add into our rationals, we could have some kind of repeating decimal. So if you think of 1/3, you get 0.33333333, right? And so that's considered irrational because there's that pattern, right? It's going to be 33333333. So we got to make sure we think of that for our rationals. And if we move out to this box here, we're almost to all of our number classifications. We get our smaller box. Let's go purple. Our smaller two boxes are our real numbers, right? And that's any number that can be written as a fraction. It can be written as a decimal. Anything that does not involve where we're going to go are imaginary numbers, right? So let's change our color, go orange. Our imaginary numbers fall into this category called complex numbers, right? And this is where that I comes into play that the previous video talked about. And so if we go through this, it's kind of like all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares, where we have that all natural numbers, our circle, inner circle, all of those are counting numbers. And let's say we go out to our integers, right? So all natural numbers are integers, but not all integers are natural numbers.